Alright, so I'm gonna do a first reaction to the hotel room here at the Moxie in downtown Portland. Let's see. These hallways are lit very interestingly, but here we go.
Oh wow.
Yo, what the heck?
Nice.
Small room.
Oh, a bunk bed.
Small room, but very nice. Oh, a bunk bed. Let's see the view. It's alright. That's not bad. Alright, so wrapping up the day. Oh, there's a big echo next to the bathroom. So wrapping up the day, technically our first day in Portland, but we really didn't do very much. Today was kind of a travel day. We got to Portland in our hotel at about 6 p.m. Most things are already either on their way to closing or closed already. So basically just went to the green room, which is about a block away from our hotel, the Moxie. And yeah, just met up with Charles, Tate, Kimiko, and seriously some great people, some great conversations had. I usually don't like recording our people's conversations just because, I don't know, I like having like one-on-one, well, you know, few people and just like being involved in the conversation as opposed to recording just about everything we say. Like there's a lot of value in what we say, at least personally, but I just don't like, I don't know. I'll record conversations if I'm meant to be like making a video, but if it's seriously just like a casual conversation with people, I like to keep that off camera. But yeah, so thank you guys for watching so far. It has been a great trip so far. I say that every single time I stop to talk to the camera. But again, thank you to Tate, Kimiko, Charles. Great people. Definitely follow them as well. But tomorrow we have a couple of things set out, so tomorrow should be a more eventful day. One thing I did want to show you guys in this room at the Moxie is actually they have a device next to the TV. So right here is actually, whoop, turned it on for a second, is a white noise device. And so this is super clever just because there happens to be a lot of noise happening outside of the room that could probably either disturb someone's sleep or it might be like kind of annoying. So this device is meant to basically drown out all the outside noises, which is super helpful. I think all hotel rooms should definitely look into getting that just to make a night's sleep a little bit more possible for people. But yeah, like I said earlier, the room is rather small. But we do have bunk beds, which really won't be necessary. But I've never slept in a bunk bed, so I think I'm gonna sleep up top tonight. All right, sorry, future me. Taking a break from the vlog real quick. I completely forgot to mention one of the coolest things that happened on this trip. So we went to Portland primarily because April wanted to go to a Keshi concert that was in Portland. And so I dropped April off at the concert, and then after it was done I went back to go pick her up, and we saw that Keshi's tour bus was just sitting out front, and so we waited a little bit to see if Keshi would just, you know, come out. And eventually when he did, he like looked at me and like greeted me like I was a buddy. He was super nice. So yeah, shout out Keshi. He was really cool. Back to the vlog. What up? What up? What up? good. It's so comfortable. Yeah. I feel like I could sleep in this.
For real.
Alright, so the day is just about done for us. We've calmed down quite a bit. Usually things in Portland close pretty early comparatively to back home in Las Vegas. But we went to a lot of shops today. First started the day off at Cheryl's on 12th. Then we went to Macus, one of my all-time favorite boutiques. Was able to chat with Justin, Tate, Nick. Those dudes are absolutely amazing. After that, we then went to Francis May, was able to meet up with, Charles and the rest of the employees there. They're always super nice. Everyone's nice at these boutiques. If you're willing to have a conversation, definitely just kind of pick the brains of the people working there, because getting recommendations for places to go from locals is probably the best thing that you can do on a vacation or on a place that you're unfamiliar with. So Macus, Francis May. After that, we went to Never Coffee, really great coffee shop in downtown Portland. After which, Kiriko, probably one of the best Japanese Americana shops that exist in Portland. And then there was a scarf there that I'm debating on so much because it is so beautiful, and I don't know if I got a shot of it. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be going back to Kiriko because there's just so much to look at. Not just clothing wise, but they also sell a lot of like display things. Like they have really old kimonos, like Boro kimonos, and yes, they're unbelievably expensive. They're like in the thousands, but just seeing that as a display piece, and they have like Boro blankets, it's so very cool. They have like stationery stuff, like journals and pens and stuff. Next store we went to was Nakamuraya, probably like, oh, seriously, that shop is so very small, but carries some of the greatest things I have ever seen. And I grabbed the jacket. I'm definitely going to be doing a pickups video for this vacation because I spent so much more than I had intended to, but each and every piece that I have obtained was, oh man, it's definitely worth showing off. So look forward to a pickups video for all the stuff. But yeah, Nakamuraya, they have some vintage, some very, very well curated vintage. Oh, I totally forgot to mention we went to Kissing Booth. Kissing Booth, definitely one of the best curated vintage spots, but you're definitely paying for it. Other than that, yeah, Nakamuraya, the owner is super, super nice. What he curates in the shop is absolutely amazing, and it is worth checking out for sure. After which, we went to Self Edge, one of the best places to get selvage denim from Ironheart Samurai. Rick Owens does a lot of stuff with Self Edge, particularly with denim. So there are like denim Ramones, denim boat shoes that you really can't get anywhere other than Self Edge. So definitely check out that spot. After Self Edge, so stand-up comedy was the next shop that we went to. Really, really cool. Really interesting. Less so kind of like streetwear related things, more so like avant-garde couture stuff that you can find there. And it is primarily women's things, but they also do carry Capital in the store. From what the employee told me, they're one of the only ones, actually the only ones that carry Capital in Portland, which is really cool. So yeah, really interesting shop, if not to kind of like look for men's clothing. Definitely cool to look through. They have like Y Project, they had Margiela, a lot of things that I've never seen before. So if anything, just really interesting to look at. And that's really just about it. Tomorrow we're intending to venture a little bit outside of downtown Portland area. So yeah, tonight, the rest of the night, we're just gonna be going and meeting up with one of our friends that actually you guys have seen on the vlogs before, who's actually lives in Vegas and meeting us up in Portland. So we're just gonna be, you know, chatting with him and just eager to get on to that next day. Tomorrow should be just as interesting and cool.
For real.
Woo! Cheers! Oh, that's delicious! Look at that! Ooh. All right, and to end off the night, we had s'mores, just like last vlog. If you guys saw the last Portland, Oregon vlog, we went to the same exact place. So s'mores, delicious. Afterwards, we had sandwiches in the Moxie Hotel lobby where It's just kind of integrated within the hotel. It's delicious. A little pricey, but tastes good. And then they had a bar there as well, so we had a couple drinks. Afterwards, we went to Ground Control, which is this arcade bar where they have a lot of old vintage video games, our favorite of which like The Simpsons, as well as Time Crisis 2, and oh, what was that last one Soul Calibur 2. So a lot of old arcade like video games. We actually only paid for like a $20 card and it like lasted us hours. So honestly, like your money stretches a long way at Ground Control. So if you're in Portland and you need something to do, Ground Control is a great bar. But that's the end of today. First full day in Portland. So tomorrow we're gonna venture out a little bit and we're gonna see some vintage stores basically and other places.
Is that okay?
Oh yeah. That's good. Can I have some of your fried steak?
Thanks for tuning in. We got some new music for y'all. This is Fall, exclusively on Shaded Radio.
Alright, recap for today. Sorry there's a little bit of an echo, but today was a very full day. We started off with going to Screen Door for brunch, met up with actually my friend from home, Brian, and his mother-in-law. Mother-in-law to be, I guess? But yeah, so Screen Door, absolutely great. Southern food, very large portions, which is really cool. And it's also in the downtown Portland area, which is great. After which, we went to the Dark Side Initiative. The Dark Side Initiative is a great store. Carries a lot of very interesting brands that you really don't see a lot of places. So there's Nike ACG. There's a lot of sneakers from Converse, Nike, Adidas, a lot of just darker tone sneakers, I would say. And then they also carried Neighborhood, which is very cool. And the coolest of all, in my opinion, Cavempt and Acronym. I haven't really tried a lot of Acronym clothing on in person, and wow, Acronym blew me away. Absolutely great. If I could... if only I could buy more of it. More of it. I don't have one piece. So yeah, that's a goal for me in the future. Definitely buy Acronym pieces. No doubt about it. Next on the list, we went to Hawthorne area, which is just a whole like stretch, a whole street full of really a lot of vintage shops, which was cool. House of Vintage was the, I guess, biggest. It was pretty overwhelming in there. There is just basically a whole warehouse of multiple different what looked like vendors who carried crazy amounts of vintage clothing, anywhere from like vintage tees, band tees and everything like that, to sportswear, to vintage military, vintage toys as well. So if anything vintage, House of Vintage is a really great spot to check out in Hawthorne out in Portland. Next on the itinerary, we went to Portland Cider Company, where we got a flight, so just a sampling of a lot of different ciders. Very good. I don't think there was one that I disliked. And we got a little bit of snacks because we're walking around a whole bunch. Very close to Portland Cider Company was 2nd Street. And oh my gosh, 2nd Street. Let me explain. 2nd Street is like your typical like Crossroads or Buffalo Exchange. It's like the buy, sell, trade, secondhand stuff. But a lot of it, a good chunk of it, maybe like a third of all of their products is vintage designer stuff. And there was some things that I did not think that I would find, and wow, they had like a Yohji Yamamoto section. They had Supreme, they had Fear of God, but they also had quite a bit of Rick Owens stuff, which was amazing. I mean, you guys know how much I love Rick Owens. They had Raf Simons from 2008 or 2009 or something like that, which is cool. Priced quite high. That's one thing I wanted to mention. Their prices are pretty high. They definitely do their research and they know what they have, but you can find some pretty great things over there for some pretty solid prices. I'm not gonna say steals, but solid prices. They also had like a lot of comme de garçon, and they had Yan Yan Benesh. I haven't talked really at all on my channel about Yan Yan Benesh, but I will in an upcoming video, or well, you know, when I get a little bit more of a collection of Yan Yan Benesh. But yeah, that's beside the point. Yan Yan Benesh, one of my favorites at the moment, and they had a pair of pants for an absolute steal. So, 2nd Street. Champagne Poetry was just a cute little like cafe. We had a rose brulee cheesecake.
Oh, and the chai.
Oh, and a chai latte was really, really nice. Yeah, just a nice little cute little spot, nothing crazy. That was really all our time in Hawthorne because it started to come down pretty hard with the rain and stuff, so we went all the way back downtown. All right, next up, we went to Little Shalom. Little Shalom, and we met up with my buddy Tate. Amazing, amazing conversations. Tate is a great human being, and definitely shout out Tate. Follow him on Instagram if you don't already. Little Shalom is like this kind of Mediterranean type of food place. They had like, we had a burnt ends hummus plate, which was so very, very good. We also had chicken schnitzel and a pita, just as good. So yeah, good food and good company. What more can you need? Now to the next thing that we did, and I wanted to really emphasize this. On our first day that we landed in Portland, we met a couple of people. In one of those people was Kimiko from Rose and Lincoln Juicery. She was able to help us get a reservation in the Multnomah Whiskey Library inside of the Green Room. The Green Room is kind of like a restaurant, and then there's a whiskey library that's kind of a members only thing. And we were lucky enough to be able to get an opportunity to basically have dinner and drinks in the whiskey library. And the whole experience was incredible. One of the best dinners I've ever had. I know it's a very exclusive thing, so not a lot of people are able to kind of experience the same thing. But let me tell you, some of the best risotto I've ever had, an amazing burger, drinks, just as good. And what was really important to us was the staff. The staff, each and every one of them came from a very different walk of life. A lot of them who came up to the table and just had a conversation with us, albeit rather short conversations, but each and every one was so great. Every one of them, hospitality through the roof, and wow, the whole experience was amazing. And oh, we also had dessert there, which was like a sticky toffee pudding, usually a pretty basic dessert. Absolutely amazing. Everything made in-house. Oh man, the attention to detail, everything in there was so good. They had like a library of 2,000 different whiskeys. I didn't even know there was 2,000 to really to exist. But yes, oh my gosh, Multnomah Whiskey Library, absolutely amazing, amazing experience. So if you ever have the opportunity to eat there, I would very, very highly suggest it. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the day. I bought a lot of stuff. I bought more things. Didn't think I would, but I bought more. Really quick, I wanted to give a quick shout out to literally everyone that met up with me, everyone that I met in person for the first time, people that I've seen for like a second time or so. Meeting everybody has been an absolute blessing, and seriously, I've met some of the greatest people, and I really just can't wait to come back and see them again. Alright, today was a pretty short day, so first thing we did was got food at Toki. Absolutely amazing. The burger bao, the steak and egg bibimbap was absolutely amazing, and the omu rice, so perfect. And then after that we went to the Japanese gardens, which was calm, peaceful. If you're looking for that, it's also in an area where you can do a lot of walking and around a lot of gardens, so if you're into plants and stuff, that's definitely a really interesting place to hit up. But after which we went to Powell's bookstore, and now we're just waiting for the Uber to take us back to the airport. It's the end of this vlog. It's been a great trip, and I'm very sad to see it come to an end. But I appreciate you guys watching. I will have a pickups video coming, and then I did actually do a Instagram story where I wanted to kind of do a little bit of like a regional analysis on the things that I saw while we were, you know, traveling in the Pacific Northwest. So stay tuned for those videos, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.